next time around. Raamdeo Agrawal is with us, Chairman and Co-founder of Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Raamdeo ji, good afternoon. Good to have you here. Prashant this side. There is a loss. And we're not used to seeing losses from Motilal Oswal. Has not been the case for a while. Yeah. But I think that it's a MTM revaluation, right? On your investment assets, March 31st to December compared to 31st December. Let's just clarify that, and then we'll move on to segments.
Yeah. So let me just explain to you the Q4 where there is some amount of 224 crore losses visible. Actually, our top line is up by 8% for the quarter, from 1300 crores to 1200 crores. That's the most important thing in the company. Operating revenues are up by 8% despite all the regulatory changes in this quarter. Bottom line is up by 3% from 502 to 519. This is the most significant number among all the capital market players, 519 against 502. The treasury loss is 743 crores for the quarter. That makes it look like the total net loss for the quarter is 224 crores. So that's how it adds up to losses. But if you look at the full year, I mean, this is a time to look at the full year. Revenue is up by 31%. PAT is up by, operating PAT is up by 31% from 1542 to 2000 crores. And then treasury gain is about 478 crores against 1084. So the total profit remains at about 2500 crores for the year compared to 2600 crores for the last year. So it's more or less flat kind of situation, maybe 2-3% lower than last year. But it's a very, but for the fourth quarter mark to market, which happened, in last 3 months, the operating performance has been quite fantastic, I would say. 31% top line growth, 31% bottom line growth. Actually, when you have 31% top line growth, we should have more like 38-40% kind of bottom line growth in the operating side. But that didn't happen because we actually over-invested in the entire operating side so that we can be ready to harness the bull run which is there in the capital market in the years ahead. So that's a summary of what has happened in the company in the quarter and for the year.
Thank you, Mr. Raamdeo ji, for putting that into context. But, we were also looking at your numbers on a sequential basis, and there is a decline in the company's top line. And Q4 was the first full quarter where SEBI's stricter F&O norms came into effect. Is it possible to quantify the impact of that in the March quarter? And also, we know that this is a cyclical business. Things recover once the market recovers. How has April been for you, and what should we expect in the current quarter?
Yeah, so between December quarter and March quarter, the most impacted segment of the 6 businesses we have is the retail broking. So our retail broking revenues went down by 20% in quarter on quarter. But that 20% brokerage revenue shortfall is more than made up by distribution revenue of insurance, mutual funds, equities. So all kinds of deals do happen, and the distribution revenues more than made up that entire loss in the revenue of the brokerage. But yes, there was a brokerage loss of 20%, maybe 22% from December to March. And what we are seeing now is that April revenues are very much matching with actually March revenue. In fact, it is ahead by 5, 7, 10%. So my sense is Jan, Feb, March has shown the worst of the decline in the brokerage revenues. And now under the new, whatever the restricted regulatory framework in which there is a two weekly expiries and all, I think revenues are stabilized. And in fact, now the traction is that we are seeing little more progress in the revenue build-up on the base of March quarter.
Raamdeo, just to go back to the treasury loss bit, since we're talking market, markets have bounced sharply, up 12-13% on the Nifty.
Yeah.
So if you were to mark to market as of 24th of April compared to 31st of March, what would that, would you have made up for, how's that number looking?
Yeah. I don't know, at least half of it we must have made up in April, but I don't have exact number as of what we have done. How much is the recovery in April? That number I don't have. But I have the March loss exactly 743.
Okay, Raamdeo ji, good afternoon, Surabhi here. So, okay, that's mark to market, and
Yes,
I think
Surabhi.
that's a function of the market. Can't help it, up or down.
Yeah.
But back to understanding the businesses. So, what you're saying is that maybe the worst of the hit for the broking business because of the regulatory changes, that should be behind. Then what should be, now that there's this new normal that's been established with F&O norms, etc., right? So, what should be the new rate of growth that we can expect, given market volatility, which is part and parcel of this business?
Yeah, if you look at the March quarter as the base and multiplied by 4 as the year gone by, rather than taking the first 9 months, in that case, on the base of March quarter, I would think 25-26 will be at least 30 to 35% growth in the revenue.
Okay.
On the basis of March
broking.
quarterly number.
On the basis of the
Okay.
March quarter, got it.
For the broking. Yeah, okay. So there will be full recovery. I would be surprised in the year 25-26. We should be having at least as good a number as 24-25 for the full year, despite all the changes. I mean, it will take 1 year's growth for the changes, okay? But other businesses like, say, iBanking, I think our real strength, which turned out to be in 24-25, real highlight is the capital market business, where we raised 51,000 crores for out of 39 deals. In 39 deals, we have raised 51,000 crores, and we have been termed as the top of the charts in QIP handling. I mean, our distribution is good, so we have done the largest number of QIPs in last 12 months. So that has been the highlight of Motilal Oswal institutional broking side and iBanking side. So that is one thing. And second is the HFC, Housing Finance Company, which was kind of going through the reform process for last 2-3 years. That has fully stabilized, and there is a 20% AUM growth and 80% disbursal growth. And the best thing is that quality of asset is best quality in the entire industry. My 30 days plus is less than 2%, which is the best in the industry. So I think the capital market resurgence from what boom we are going through, and second is the only asset which was kind of a languishing in our balance sheet was my HFC, which is now absolutely kind of in a growth path and doing very well.
So your private wealth management business, which is also another big piece of the business, here year on year there's growth, but sequentially there's a small degrowth coming through. Again, what would your expectations be for FY26 from private wealth management?
Yeah, so private wealth management, the highest amount of build-up is happening in private wealth management, and hence growth will be quite robust. I mean, actually the March quarter is a very different kind of quarter compared to, say, other quarters. So a lot of adjustments are there in terms of bonuses and variable bonuses and all for the March quarter. So if you look at the whole year, I think wealth management reported up. Wealth management will grow at about 30 to 35% because wealth management has, the private wealth management and wealth management from the broking side. So I think gets mixed up, but I think private wealth management per se will grow very rapidly. I would think that it will be the fastest growing segment in the capital markets from MO side.
Got that. Raamdeo ji, investment banking, absolutely. I know a banker or two, they're working on Sundays also. They're in office or something. Business is booming.
The kind of booming. Yeah, I mean, we don't have any conference rooms left, despite we have 25 of them.
Okay. Now, since we have you, let me ask you a quick couple of questions on the market as well. Where are we at now, Raamdeo ji? Have things... have you seen the worst? You think we are once again, prices have snapped back very, very sharply. What's your sense?
Yeah, so it's a risk market, new risk keeps coming. So now I think we are just about getting over this Trump tariff risk, which was kind of hogging the limelights in last 1 month or so. So that portion is, my sense is that we have seen the worst of that, globally also and locally also. So I don't think market is going to be scared second time out of the tariffs. You can't take the global markets or local markets lower than whatever we have seen in last 1 month because of tariff. Now this new issue of Indo-Pak has come up, this Pahalgam, which is very serious, and one will remain cautious because this brings a very different kind of India localized kind of a risk factor, and how things will move, we have to be at the guard and be cautious on that. But I think India, so leaving aside that particular thing, which is going to happen very quickly in next whatever time frame, I have no idea. So that's a new risk we have to tackle. But otherwise, I think India is standing out as a shining star in the global framework, in the sense that I was meeting few FIs, they are saying that they're underweight America, they're underweight China. So I said, where is overweight? So they said Europe and India. So I think India is standing out very clearly. And if you see the last 10-15 days flow, that clearly shows that which way the wind is blowing as far as FI's attitude is concerned. But let's see, I think in this year, 25-26 will be Indian markets for FIs. They'll come big time. Now, with that, DI in any case is positive. So with both sides positive, I think we'll have good time in 25-26, leaving aside the kind of risk we are seeing locally.
Like they say, na baap bada na bhaiya, sabse bada rupaiya, right? Rupaiya or dollar in this case. If the dollars start coming in, then all bets are off. Then all conversations on earnings, valuations, everything kind of has to take a back seat. Take that point, sir. Just a last question before we wind up, because for Motilal Oswal, and you've been very optimistic on your private wealth business for several quarters, right? And even now you're saying it should be the fastest growing business for Motilal. Can you give us some ballpark numbers? When you say fastest growing, is it 20%, 30% growth? And also there's intense competition in this business. The foreign banks want to come in. If they cannot set up shop on their own, they're coming and buying pieces. I mean, look at the IFL deal. There are lots of boutique Indian houses as well. We actually had Ashish Shankar along with Feroz Aziz on our show earlier this week to discuss this. And, one of them highlighted that, yes, retaining talent is an issue. I mean, there's a lot of competition. So just define a little more in terms of your expectations and growth from this business.
See, I look at the big picture. See, today we have our market cap is about, equity market is about 400 lakh crores. Of that, promoters are about 200 lakh crores and rest of the market is 200 lakh crores. In next 4 to 5 years, in 4 years it will double. So another 400 lakh crores will be there in the marketplace. And of that 800 lakh crores, 80-20 principle is there. So 80% of the market cap will be the 20% of the people. And they all need wealth management kind of a support. So 600 lakh crores of money has to be managed by somebody or other. It should be managed. Whether they give the mandate or not, that is a different thing. So opportunity for all the wealth management companies, because this is not winner takes it all. I mean, a wealth manager can survive with just one client also. He can have 10 clients. He can have hundreds of clients and thousands of clients. So I think it is the USP of every wealth management platform, what they bring on the table. And we have a very strong proposition for any client who wants to come and harness the power of equity in their wealth. If they want predominant equity-oriented portfolio in their wealth, I think one of the best places to come is Motilal Oswal. So that's how we have positioned our wealth management practice, and the opportunity is big. So my sense is that if market is trended well for next 4-5 years, the clients coming to get expertise of wealth managers, not only us but everybody else, is going to be quite big. And that's why if you see the listed space, the highest valuation is for the wealth management firms.
Absolutely.
That clearly tells that growth potential is good for them.
Is FI, just to go, a point taken, 26,000 plus this year, Raamdeo ji, on the Nifty? Back to highs?
All bets off. I mean, I think it will surprise us if things are peaceful, because now credit flow is coming, the tax benefits are going to flow in, The regulators are talking about growth. So I think everything is positive for this thing. And in this kind of environment, and particularly it's a corrected market. I mean, 25, 26 at index level, it's just about 6-7% up. So we have a fully corrected market. 25, 26 should be more like 18-20% kind of thing.
Okay, all right. So there is upside here. If things remain, I mean, as you said, the Pahalgam thing, of course, is serious and we need to be on guard, be watchful. But otherwise, things seem to be sort of working in our favor. Raamdeo, thank you very much. Appreciate your time here. And, we'll invite you on back for a full-fledged discussion on markets per se as the weeks roll on. Thank you very much once again. We'll take a quick commercial break here. We get you what's happening in dealing rooms, D Street Chatter with Nimesh on the other side. We'll get you some trading ideas as well coming up.